Hey everybody, how are we doing today? So, the last couple builds were Chevys. We did a couple Chevrolets. I think we did the Camaro, we did the El Camino, then before that a Volkswagen. We worked on our Dukes of Hazzard, put the decals on the General Lee. So I thought, let's do a Ford. So this 68 Ford Shelby GT500 classic, and this vehicle we used some of the parts because we have a couple of them here. We actually had 3 of them. So this was a Christmas gift by a friend of mine, Melissa, who didn't know that I actually had another one of these on the shelf, but that worked out because I had used parts of this one on the shelf that's already open. I put parts of these into my 1/24th, 1/25th scale speed shop build that we did, the giant speed shop build. So we used some parts from this one. So we're gonna build this one, 68. Love 68s. The 69s changed, the 70s changed, but the 68s were the ones that still look like a Mustang. These are the ones that they based the Gone in 60 Seconds car in. And so we're going to do kind of a tribute to Gone in 60 Seconds, keeping with our car theme, I guess, with our movie car theme here. And we're going to paint this a really, really cool silver with a silver interior. I think it's actually called Ghost Gray. The outside is going to be called Ghost Gray. It kind of looks silver, but it's gloss gray. So we're going to do gloss gray on the outside and a satin gray on the interior that's just a tad different color. So we're going to use those. And we're going to build this thing. So this is our next build. I hope you like Shelby's, the GT500. It's not a King of the Road 500, but let's take a look inside and see what we got here. All right, through the magic of television, suddenly all the parts appeared. All right, let's go through this. In this completely ugly green molded plastic that I don't know anybody would want to keep, but we have the full body here. We have the interior tub. Door panels are already installed, same with back seat. We have the chassis with the frame, fuel tanks already installed. We've got 4 tires here. They are not pad printed and they don't have Goodyear on them. So the ones on the box are not the same that came with AMT. Here we go. Let's see, we've got chrome here. So we've got a dual quad chrome intake here. We've got the brakes, which are chromed. We've got valve covers chromed there. This second chrome tree, we've got the 4 Shelby wheels that this is really way too chrome, so we're going to have to tone that down. We have the Shelby back light system, which is only found on Shelby's. We've got license plates here. We've got the lights on the front, the fog lights. We have a spare tire, standard Mustang rim spare tire. We have the Shelby valve covers as opposed to the non-Shelby valve covers there. We have a Shelby dual quad air cleaner. The grill, which is chrome. Back bumper, that's chrome. Looks like some other parts that used to be here, they probably took off for this kit. Not in this kit particularly. We have wheel backs, 2 wheel backs here. And then on this, we have 2 wheel backs there. We have the dashboard, firewall. I'm thinking this is the rear balance panel on the back. We have the scoops that go on the side, which are different than the... Oh, these are the scoops up at the top. So they're going to go in here, right behind the window opening. So they go up there. And the side scoops are right there. Console. I'm not sure exactly what that is. Not sure exactly what that is. And this looks like a half of a muffler or two different mufflers. Let's see. They look like they're halves, so they look like they go together. We then have, again, we have, should be under the front bumper. This is the front valance panel. That looks like the back valance panel, so I don't know what that other piece was. Radiator support there. We've got the Shelby hood with the twin hood scoops that go in. Now, this one you could cut out here if you want to. I don't want to. We're going to make this stock. We've got the... That was loud. We've got, I don't even know what those are. No idea what those are. They're two things that are L-shaped rods. Who knows? And then here we've got two front seats. Now we also have, those are the pads that sit on here. So that is the padding for the seats. Here's your seats that have the center console with it. Engine parts. This is a... If you're not going to go with the dual quads, you can go with the single carburetor here. There's your heads right here. Fan, battery, fan belt, water pump. So we've got some stuff on that. And then finally, we have rear axle that's already attached to leaf springs right there. We've got the front axle right there. Looks like... Why do they have two starters? Oh no, these are for the front suspension. So they go into the tower there. And then this is an exhaust system, drive shaft. So that's all the parts. I know we're not going to be able to use parts because some of these are duplicated. And then we also have one metal, I'm going to assume this goes in the back, but might go on the front. One metal axle. And then we have some Shelby GT500, Goodyear. I don't know why they would. These are not for the tires, so I don't know what they're for. Anyway, some Shelby note decals there, rear license plates, and then we have this red or white. I was hoping there was be a black one in there, but there's not. All right, well, we'll figure out what we're going to do, but we'll probably use the red ones, actually, with the silver. That'll look nice. All right, so from here on in, let me put some parts together. We'll do some sub-assemblies like the engine and some framework and chassis stuff. We'll do that together. We'll come back, show you what we have, then we're going to go paint. So that's where we're going. All right, guys, so really simple for the suspension here. I turned the wheels because I just kind of want the wheels turned a little bit. I don't usually do that, but I want it on this one because it's kind of easy to do. It's only 4 pieces. And then you want to make sure with this particular model that you put the exhaust system in and lay your rear axle down on top of the exhaust before you paint or whatever, before you put the exhaust in, or before you put the axle in. You want to make sure, because the exhaust goes behind it, but then it pops up and it goes into this muffler here, and then the pipes will come out of there. So we're just waiting on this to dry. We have the engine is complete, waiting on that to dry. We've got the back seat here, back seat's waiting to dry. We've got the front seat with the console and the armrest, that's waiting to dry. And then on the body, which is next, before we paint it, we got to cut this piece out, which we're just about done here, real quick. And then once this piece is out, then what I want to do, there we go. I think that should get it. There we go. We're going to sand the inside there. And we want to make sure that you put, if you're going to use them, which I am, we're going to put the vents on here, and we're going to put the scoops on the brakes right there. So we'll put that on, and we'll put that on. And those pieces you want to have on before you paint the body, or else you could get it pretty bad on all that kind of stuff. So we're going to put those on, and I think I'm gonna wait to put the, I usually like to put the back piece on here before putting it on, but I don't know. I'll have to see. I'll have to fit it. I'll let you guys know if we can put the front piece on and the chin on before putting it in the chassis there. So we have all that to do, and then we'll do paint. So this is a really nice, easy kit to do. It's a great kit for Saturday because I started this, maybe I've got probably 35 minutes into it already, and probably take less than 4 hours to build this whole model, which is pretty cool. It'll look really good. I also chose to go with the single carburetor and not the dual quad. It does come with the dual quads and everything, but I wanted to just do the single. But anyway, so I will work on the body, and I'll see you at paint. All right, everybody, we are ready to paint. So we've got all our pieces, all our different, we have the engine, we have the body. We put the mirrors on the body, or I did, because I want to paint them body color. And remember, when you put these on sand, the chrome off the bottom so that they'll adhere better. We've got the exhaust system all set up. We have the whole front suspension done on here, so the interior seats there. So we have everything ready to go, separated by colors. We will prime everything first, and then once the primer's done, we'll go ahead and add color. Oh, we do have Ford blue, actual Ford engine paint blue for the engine. All right, we'll see you at paint. All right, guys, so let me show you where we're at. We had some personal things happen here at the house, and so I wasn't able to video this because just whatever. All right, so we have the engine built. We spray painted it Ford blue. We used the silver Sharpie here. The silver Sharpie, like this, to color the transmission as well as the single carb at the top. We use this copper Sharpie. I like using the copper Sharpie to do the exhaust when I'm just doing standard exhaust. It kind of looks the way they look when they've been burning high temperature for a while. We used a white paint pen. I've got a small white paint, thin white paint pen here, Craft Smart. And with that, we did the paper that you would see on the air cleaner. And the air cleaner will fit on here, on top of the engine there, like that. Also, we have the fan ready to go. We used the black Sharpie to do the fan belt. So the fan and pulleys will be put on here. We also used the white Sharpie here to do the custom dashboard, and we used a thin red Sharpie. Where's my thin orange? My fault. Thin orange Sharpie, which is up here somewhere. Oh, well, here's a thin red one. Oh, there's a thin orange one. So I use this thin orange Sharpie right here to do the dials over top of the white paint. Dials down there too. Excuse me. And right now, I don't have this together. I just put the body on to make sure that the wheels are sticking out where the way they're supposed to. And they're sticking out as best they can. Let's put it that way. We put the rear exhaust on, which was painted. This is painted aluminum. And then we have the black undersides. I'm just, like I said, I'm not really going crazy underneath with this one. So we made the whole bottom black, all the suspension black, because it's not really, it's not a super detailed suspension system. So we did that. We used our panel line color, accent color on the wheels, as well as on the grill and some other pieces here. As you can see, we did put the mirrors on that were chrome. So we had those glued on, and we have the scoops glued on. And we did this a gloss gray. So I did a really nice gloss gray. I think that's a really cool color. I like it. That's what we're going to keep this body. Let me take this off. And I just have to keep the wheels over here, let them dry overnight. I will do all the trim chrome on this thing. All the chrome will be done with a Sharpie, body line chrome. And then we haven't done any details to the interior yet. We painted this a satin gray, dark satin, dark gray. And we do have to put some stuff in here and finish up detailing this, which we can detail with our Sharpie pens. And we'll do that. We'll put the shifter in here. And let's see, the belt. We detailed the belt clamps with the Sharpie. So, oh, and I have to, we can do it while I'm sitting here. So we'll take some black panel line color right here, and we'll just put it in the vents. So this is so thinned out black paint that if you get some outside of where you want, you can just wipe it away before it dries. Like that. Okay. So, and then we have to do the hood. So we'll do the hood box as well. And we have to do the lights that are in here. We'll do those white with the white pen. We'll do the back ones here with a red pen. So we're just going to be working on that. But for tonight, we're done. We're going to let everything dry the way it should. And tomorrow, we will finish this. So, all right. So just want to let you know where we were. So I think a lot of people, or at least from comments, have been that somehow I cheat by using a Sharpie pen on model instead of like painting with whatever. And my thought is, if you can make life easier, why not make life easier? So it's not cheating, if there is such a thing. It's just that a lot of these pens and everything didn't exist when I was younger. It just didn't. And so if I can make life easier for myself by using them, then why not? And I kind of like the simplicity of the gray paint scheme with this car. That's been, I have some stripes from other kits that I could probably use. I have some black stripes I could put on here from a Camaro kit, but honestly, I'm not sure if it's needed. Let me get my other red pen. Let's do this over here where I have better light. Not the shadow. Okay. Okay. And you don't have to do so many details that it just makes no sense, or that you over detail a car. I mean, I could put stripes on here. I even had the other body I painted just a primer red just to see, I could spray paint this, clear coat this, and it might be a neat color to do, but I just wanted a nice color. So silver is a good color, or gray is a good color. And we're going to put one of the red stripes, I think, right there. We used the red ones on that. All right. So this is sat all night long. As you can see, we put the interior together. I just have to put the shifter in it. That's over there. So we'll put the shifter in. Interior is nice and clean. We have the chassis. I have the wheels turned purposely so the chassis sits nice. Sits on all four evenly, which is the best thing. We have our engine, which is complete. Like I said, we didn't go too fancy, too crazy with it. Just, stock engine. So we could put the engine in, we could put the drive shaft in, we could put the exhaust on, and that is the next thing in the instruction manual anyway. So let's get this in here and go to the next thing. So this is just actually sits. I'm so used to having to sneak an engine in on some of these model kits that having an easy one where I just lay it on there is kind of weird. All these other ones, they make life so difficult. So this is just a nice easy kit. I mean, if you're new, this is probably a 1. If it was Revell, they always have, you know how they make different ones, different things. This would be a 1 because it's not really that hard. It's not that difficult. Okay, well, I'll put this in, and when I come back, we should have the whole thing put together. All right, so we're gonna put the glass in, and if you've never watched my channel, then you'll see that we use Mod Podge. If you've watched my channel, then you're gonna know that I use Mod Podge because it dries clear. This has, I think it has a pin. Yeah, there's 2 pinholes, one there, and there's 2 pins in here, one there. So it's pretty simple to put it in. So let me get a Q-tip and we'll put this in. Okay. And you can put this on really liberally because it does dry clear. So I usually put it on pretty liberally so everything goes to where it's supposed to go. Especially like on the vent windows that these 60s and 70s cars have, just to make sure that they end right here in the front there. All right, so simple. I said, a nice thing, now you can cut these if you want to put them on individually, but honestly I don't know what the point would be. There we go. Okay. So we'll just leave that like that for now. And that works. Okay. Well, we'll just leave this stuff dry for an hour or 2 or 3 and we'll be back. Okay. So, next, I did do a little bit. I put, I don't know how great it is, but it's okay. Panel line accent color I put on the inserts of the seat in there, just to highlight the inserts. So, next, we're going to glue in the interior here. So, let's put this. Let's put some glue on that because it's got pins, which is really very convenient. I like when they have pins. And then up here to where it's going to meet up there. So hopefully that's about where it's going to meet. Okay, so slide this in. And that pin goes on that one, that pin goes on that one, there we go. And then open that up, and we have this exactly where we want it to be. Okay. All right, so that is in. And that's where it says it's going to be, and it fits perfect. So next we also can put in the firewall while we're here. So let's do that. Where's the firewall? Here's the firewall right there. And we'll throw the firewall because it has in the directions that the firewall goes next. So there is the firewall. Why is not fitting up there. Oh, there's too much flashing, so let's get rid of this flashing that's on here. And we'll get rid of that. There. There. And so the holes, I'm like, why is there holes there? So the holes are there so that we can put the, okay, that makes more sense. All right, so we'll leave that in, let that dry. And we also have to put the radiator support in. And we have to color this radiator support. So let's actually, you know what? Let's make it a brass radiator in here. Let's make this a brass radiator right there. Instead of aluminum. Just because it's my model. And I just want it to be a little bit of a separate color than the gray. And then this one goes in here. And I believe it goes right behind the lights. The battery will get glued on there. So we can glue the battery on for the moment. Just glue this battery on. Battery's glued on. We'll let that sit. We're gonna let everything sit for a little bit and we'll come back. It's been about 15 minutes since the last time I saw you. And I just glued the body on. So I glue the body on the floor. I glue with this, and then around the edges I glue with the Mod Podge. So, and I'm thinking that this is how it sits, because it's how it sits in the box and all, with the bottom of the frame showing there. So right now we're just going to let this sit now for a while. Now I don't like having, I don't like hinges. I've told you that on many things. So I cut the hinges off my hood. But as you can see, it fits perfectly. Now if you want hinges, there are holes for hinges there. I just prefer not to have hinges. And so, so we have some other body pieces and like the hose here. So we got to put the hose in. We got the hose. We've got the tips for the exhaust. And then we have the front and back and some headlights and the grill and stuff to put in. But we're going to let this just sit here and just get glue and harden the glue and everything else, and then we'll finish this up in about an hour. We're back. We are back. So let me tell you what I did. You can see what I did. So I I actually repainted. I was gonna have a black hood because I did this all gray. You saw it all gray, and I just thought gray is not that exciting. So the decals come in white, and they come in this red brick color. It's the only decals that come with the kit. And I thought, well, I liked gray. I don't have stripes. If I'm gonna do this like we usually do with his only use stuff in the box, and later I can put the other decals on, but this is a box build. So I thought, well, let's just make it a little bit different. So we painted the hood the same color as this stripe, and then I'm going to put the stripes on here for the GT500 stripe. I might even want to paint this back trunk lid, but I think what I'm going to do for now is just paint this, put this stripe on, leave it like this for now, and then show you, okay, this is how it looks with everything from the box. And then I'm going to come back and show you, I'm going to put some decals on I have from another kit that will really, then you'll go, oh, okay, I get this now. So we'll do it from parts just from the kit first. We'll finish that up, and then I'll show you the last video. The last section of this video will be, this is the decals we used, and now you'll see why I did what I did. All right, so that's where we're at. So when you come back, I'll have the decals on here, and we'll have this done as a box build. Alright guys, so here is the kit, the 68 Shelby kit. And like I said, I wasn't really happy. I thought I was going to be really happy using this gray paint, this gray gloss. I'm happy with the interior, but I'm not happy with the exterior. It just looks like primer to me, and that's a problem. Also, so I tried to off-color the hood with black, didn't work. I tried to do it with different colors, didn't work. So I used this red, brick red. It matches the one set of decals, the GT500 decals that comes with it. So I put those on. Now, the reason I'm not showing this as the completed build, which I usually would, and I said it's a nice build, and let me reach in here and take this hood off here. Whoop. There you go. The engine came out good. I mean, it's a nice build. Is it a great build? I'm not real. It's okay. It's a good build to put on the shelf, but there's just not enough oomph for me to keep this as a stock one. And the back here got all messed up. The lights didn't fit. The paint ran for some reason onto the light. Just a mess. And that's my problem. But what I'm going to do, and why I'm kind of care, but I don't really care right now, is the whole reason of getting this was to make it into like an SCCA track car. And if you guys have looked back, we did an AMC or AMT building, 1964 Olds Cutlass 442 hardtop. We built that, and we built it stock. And I have these. The reason I went with the red is I have the number 7 here, and I have all these racing stickers. So what I'm going to do is make this like a classic car, SCCA classic car type race car for like vintage racing and stuff like that, where we put numbers on it. And so I'm going to be putting these on here. I don't usually do that. That's why this is like the finished car without those. But right now, this thing got so messed up. The paint is really bad. The red brick paint just ran. Got all over my hands, all over luckily this is why you work on a mat, because look at all the stain that came on a mat right there, because it just, I don't know what happened. I've never had that happen before, but it just came out a little different than I wanted. So we're just going to use, I'm now, this is the finished model from the box. So, you know, like I said, it's a good bottle. If you paint a different color, it might be, they have white stripes there. If I had painted it gloss red or blue or something, I might be a lot happier. I don't suggest painting it gray. And that paint can is going to go in the trash. Anywho, so at this point, I'm now going to put the decals on here to make this a vintage car race car, which would not have the best paint because it's a vintage car race car. And then I'll show you that as the final. All right, so that's where we're at. All right, guys, so this is actually the finished product. As you can see, I used a lot of those decals from that 442 model, which I don't usually do, at least when I'm building it for on screen. But I wanted to show you why you keep decals from other kits, because this kit looked really plain. Really was not happy with it as just a gray gray Mustang Shelby. But now it's got the Grand Prix of America, it's got the Rally Monte Carlo, it's got a bunch of different other races on here. It's got the Auto World and Pirelli sponsorships. So this would be one of those ones that's like in the collector car, vintage car racing, racing type things for weekends. So this is the finished product. So you can take any of these cars, keep your decals that you never use, and all these decals except the two stripes came from something, I don't even know what they were from. The white stripe. They were just in my decal box. The rest of these all came from one kit, which was that 442, the 1964 442 kit. And I never used them on that kit, but I said, we'll keep them for something else, and here we go. So I hope you like it. Build the kit that looks good to you. Build the kit that you want to build. And remember, just because you see something different on the box doesn't mean you can change it to what you want it to be. All right, guys, I'll see you next time.